Hello everyone, welcome to this new lesson and this series of explaining some grammar lesson. So today's lesson is about question tags. What are question tags? Simply, they are very small questions at the end of a statement. So we use these question tags to ask for agreement or confirmation. So we have two types of question tags. We have positive and negative. The positive statement and we have a negative statement. So every time when you have, we use the opposite. If you have a positive statement, like you are a student, this is a positive statement, a sentence that is positive, you are a student. So the other side, which is this is the question tag. This one is a question tag. It's a very small question at the end of a statement. So if the positive statement, we have a positive statement, we need to have the other side a negative question tag. Aren't you? As you notice here, we invert the subject and the auxiliary. We swap. So we have you, the subject, and you have the same subject, you have it here, you. And here we have the verb, and here it is auxiliary, the verb to be. Are, it is positive. On the other side, we have aren't, which is negative. So every time, if it is positive, the other side is negative. If the one side is negative, the other side is positive. So this is the way it works. So with this positive statement, you are a student, we swapped, and we made it, aren't you? You are a student, aren't you? For me, for example, I'm a teacher. I'm going to answer, no, I'm not. For you as a student, you say, yes, I am. The second example, a negative statement. So here we have an example of a negative statement. Mary isn't a teacher. This is negative, isn't. Mary isn't a teacher. The other side, we have a positive question tag. So it's the opposite. If you had because you have negative here, you need to have positive here. Is she? Mary isn't a teacher. Is she? If you want to answer, you say yes, she is, or no, she isn't. Okay. The answer is like a yes or no question. So as you notice, here we have Mary. It's a name of a girl or a woman. So we replaced it by she. Because we have a female, we used she. She isn't a teacher, is she? Mary isn't a teacher, is she? So the subject pronoun is used to replace the noun or a noun phrase. So it replaces this one that we have here. If, for example, we had here John, John isn't a teacher, we would say, is he? Okay. So let's move to more details. So I'm going to focus on just two tenses, the simple present and the past simple. So we start by positive question tags. So the positive question, I mean this one. The tag is positive. So we need to have in the other side negative statement. Or example, you aren't a teacher. So here the statement is negative, negative sentence. You aren't a teacher. So what do we need to do is to make it the opposite. Are you? So we swap. Are you? Another example, he isn't crazy. Is he? He wasn't relaxed. The simple past. He wasn't relaxed. Was he? They weren't late. Were they? These two examples are in the past and these two examples are in the simple present. We are in these sentences that we have here, we have just the verb to be. Let's see if we have another verb. So speak, study, learn, sing, watch, etc. So to form negative statements in the simple present, we use don't or doesn't. I, you, we, they, it's don't. And for he, she, it's doesn't. You don't speak French. The opposite of don't is do. Do you? For example, if we have here, she doesn't speak French. What do we use here? Good, correct. Does she? And let's see the exact example. You didn't study for the test. The sentence here is in the past. Didn't. And we use didn't for all the subpronouns. I, he, she, it, we, you, they, all of them we use didn't. You didn't study for the test. Did you? She didn't study for the test. Did she? We didn't study for the test. Did we? Okay, so all the time we put in mind the subject pronoun that we have here, and you need to use it at the end of this question tag. Let's move to negative question tags. So here are negative question tags, these ones that we have here. So we need to have positive statements. You are a student. You are a student, aren't you? How do you answer? Yes, I am. Or no, I'm not. Of course you are. He is very busy, isn't he? He was, simple past. He was happy, wasn't he? They were surprised, past. Weren't they? They. He. Okay. So these examples that we have here, they are for just the verb to be. Let's see for verbs, other verbs, main verbs, like speak, study, learn, teach, etc. So let's start by the simple present. You speak English. You speak English, don't you? She speaks English, doesn't she? We speak English. How do you say? Don't we? Very good. Yes. You, in the past, you didn't study, or let's say, sorry, for the positive statement. You studied for the test, didn't you? She studied for the test, didn't she? Okay? So notice that all the time when we use negative tags, what do we have? They are all of them in the contracted form. So we use contracted form. It's this one, contracted. We cannot use the full form. We don't say, did not you, or does not he. No, we don't use this. So all the time we use the contraction. Another thing, the last thing one, you must be careful about some exceptions. So here, for example, we have I am late. If we follow the rule that we had before, normally what should have here? Not, I. This is awkward. We cannot say this in English. So be careful. So I'm late. So what do you say? Aren't I? Yes, we say aren't. We don't say this is the first time you see that. Good. Another example, let's go. Let's, it means let us go home. So we don't say, how do we form this one? So what do you say? Shall we? Yeah, we say shall we. We don't use another form. So I hope that I made things clear for you, and see you another time in another video.